Here's a look at all the great things happening this month in schools across the Beaufort County School District. Ringing a piece of Beaufort County history, the historic Mather School bell could be heard throughout the Technical College of the Low Countries Beaufort campus as the second annual African American History Education Conference begins.
If you love Beaufort County, make some noise!
The three-day conference celebrates Beaufort County's rich and diverse history.
The theme this year is Untold Stories, Pathways for the Next Generation. It's really important to understand the history here in Beaufort, but the important part is making sure that we preserve the history and pass that information on to our next generations, the students that we serve here in Beaufort County.
During the kickoff celebration, there were lots of student performances, like this group of drummers from St. Helena Elementary School. A student from Bluffton High School shared a poem.
But I laugh and eat well and grow strong.
And the Ladies First Club from Whale Branch Early College High School made a special presentation about Rachel Mather and her school.
But why do we teach girls?
On Thursday, conference attendees had the opportunity to experience Beaufort County's history firsthand. They had the choice to take one of 6 tours being offered in the city of Beaufort, as well as on Daufuskie, Hilton Head, and St. Helena Islands.
We thought that it was really important for our participants to dig deep into the history of Beaufort. We wanted to build content knowledge, so when they participate in the breakout sessions on Friday and Saturday, they will have a better understanding of the context of the history that we have here in Beaufort County.
During the conference, there'll also be several other activities and educational sessions for the more than 300 people who are attending to take part in. In Beaufort, Ron Lopes, Beaufort County School District. Taking part in a major incident drill, emergency crews from several agencies were at the Hilton Head Island Airport conducting a training exercise. Students in the firefighting program at Bluffton High School and law enforcement students from May River High School had the opportunity to take part in the drill.
The scenario is that a helicopter was taking off, had a loss of control, and flew into one of the commercial airliners on the taxiway.
The students watched as firefighters responded to the helicopter fire, and for the scenario, the school bus was the airplane, and the students acted as though they were injured.
I had a dislocated shoulder. When the firefighter came on the bus to escort us off, he asked, if we have any problems, if we could walk, I could walk. So we just got off the bus, walked to the incident command. They checked us all out, and then they took care of us.
I wasn't injured at all, so they told me that I could walk off if I can walk and fine and single file with the rest of the people.
The students really enjoyed seeing the first responders in action.
He came up, he asked what was going on and if I could walk and if I was okay and if I could get off the plane.
The drill also showed the students why teamwork is so important during an emergency situation.
Things like this many agencies and entities involved in apparatus, it's communications, number one. Communications is probably the most vital piece. And then everything else is knowing their roles. As long as they repeat these roles and are repetitive at doing the job, then things fall right into place.
About 50 students took part in the drill.
You learn stuff in the classroom, but being here firsthand, it's a totally different story. You understand how everything would go. I felt like I was in a real situation. It actually opened up my eyes. I was actually trying to veer away from airport firefighting. Now I'm kind of interested in it, for sure.
The Federal Aviation Administration requires the airport to conduct drills like this once every 3 years. Getting crafty for a great cause. The Bluffton Middle School Beta Club is taking part in a service project focusing on helping out some furry friends. The students are busy at work, turning old t-shirts and other clothing into animal toys to donate to dogs and cats at local pet shelters.
We cut up strips of the clothes and then we just start tie a knot and then braid and then tie a knot again. It's just fun because there's so much cool stuff to learn about braiding. There's so many different ways to do it, and you can mix different colors and use different quantities, and it's just really creative.
This is the second year the club has done the project, and they're excited to be helping out animals in need.
It makes me feel really good because at the end of the project, we know that we have helped a dog out there that may not have a toy or may not have something that another dog has in a home. So it makes me feel really good.
Throughout the school year, the Beta Club participates in several service projects that give back to the community.
Being in Beta Club, that's what we're all about. We're about giving back to our community, and our community helps us when we need it so we can pitch in and help them when they need it.
This club gets me more connected with the community, and it's very inspiring to meet so many new people that are involved in the projects that we do. And it's important to give back to the community because they give to us so much.
All the newly created animal toys will be given to the Palmetto Animal League.
Blue and gold, let's go!
Cheering loudly for leadership. It's Leadership Day at Michael C. Riley Elementary, and students are excited to be celebrating their school's Leader in Me program with their families, community members, and other invited guests.
Leadership Day is something that everybody loves. We do a theme every year to show other schools how Michael C. Riley is a Leader in Me school.
We have great safari plans for you today.
Our theme is safari, and the reason why we picked it is because wild about leading. We want everybody to be a leader in our Leader in Me school.
During Leadership Day, there was lots of singing and dancing. Students also showed off their leadership notebooks and how they use Stephen Covey's 7 Habits for Healthy Kids as they focus on developing their leadership skills.
Leadership is just a way that you can base everything off of. If I have leadership doing making dinner for my family or doing math at school, it helps with everything.
During the school year, the students also set academic and personal WIGs, wildly important goals, and they shared those WIGs with the guests.
My academic goal is I want to be able to read 3 chapters in each book each day, and my personal goal is to go outside and practice softball each day.
My academic WIG is to learn all the WIG words, and I think I've accomplished that. And also my personal WIG is to learn how to play soccer.
Leadership Day is also completely organized by the students.
The really special part about today is that our students plan the entire event. So they planned the schedule, they planned all of the decorations, they shopped for the decorations, they planned which classrooms we would visit. And what's special about being a Leader in Me school is that our students can lead the entire day's events.
More than 120 guests took part in Leadership Day at Michael C. Riley Elementary School, Ron Lopes, Beaufort County School District.
Are you proud to be an Eagle? Yes! We are! Go!
Look out below! There's lots of excitement at River Ridge Academy as the Young Astronauts Club held its annual Extreme Egg Drop Challenge. The Bluffton Township Fire District was there to help out, using their ladder truck to drop the student egg projects from way up high. All the eggs were first dropped from 50 feet up.
Yay! It's 8!
The eggs that didn't crack moved up to 75 feet.
I think it's okay.
And all the eggs that survived that fall were then dropped from 100 feet up.
It's good!
Each time from 50 to 75 to 100, it's a crazy height difference. So it's like everybody around me is like, please stop if they're still in because they don't want their egg to break, obviously. And it's fun because some explodes kind of and some stay together and then some hit hard, give a loud bang.
For the challenge, the students worked hard using their engineering and design skills to build their own unique containers to protect their eggs. The projects could be no larger than a shoebox in size and could not use any type of parachute design.
I put pool noodles in aluminum foil. The pool noodles are to absorb, cushion the foil, and the aluminum foils to absorb some of the shock. And I put a bunch of cushions inside of it, and then I put another small box and filled it with marshmallows, and then put the egg inside there.
I kind of stuffed a soccer ball with packing pellets, and the egg I put foam around it, and I taped the foam together. And then I put paper around it, and I put bubble wrap around the paper, and then I shoved it inside.
I put one of those socks that you wear at the shoe store. I put my egg inside of that and drilled 2 holes in a box, and I put the 2 ends of the sock inside of it so it's suspended, and then I put bubble wrap in there just for some extra protection.
This is the 6th year the Young Astronauts Club has organized the Egg Drop Challenge, and 65 students took part in the event. At River Ridge Academy, Ron Lopes, Beaufort County School District. An amazing opportunity for young artists. The Society of Bluffton Artists is hosting its annual high school art show featuring artwork created by local students, including from Bluffton and May River High Schools.
We believe that art students should get attention and public recognition for their art pieces, no different than athletes, for an example, get a lot of attention, a lot of press. But for the art students, there aren't that many opportunities. And we have a beautiful gallery, and we like to see the kids show their pieces. They are so thrilled about having their piece in a real gallery with the public coming to see them, and they get to put a price tag on it.
The exhibit features more than 40 pieces of artwork, and it's all for sale. There's paintings, digital photography, pottery, and more.
So I made a little cobblestone cottage. It was basically like a woodsy, whimsical little thing. I just basically did a lot of stuff that I learned in the past. I've taken ceramics twice now, and I really like it.
I made papayas. We had to create fruits in ceramics, so I just thought I would go from my parents' home country, which is the Philippines. And the part that brings it out the most, I think, is the glazing, with the underglaze, making it shiny and all that.
I did a tree stump crystals, and inside there's a mushroom with a butterfly in it. And the few things that came up to my mind was mushrooms and a fairy, stuff like that, and a forest.
Well, what I did was an original piece I did outside of class, and it was of a caribou with a bunch of different flowers. The reason I kind of did it was just around here we have so many pieces that are more ocean or more warm weather, and I thought, well, this animal is nowhere near native to here because it's from a cooler climate. And I also did it in stippling, which helps it stand out a lot more because it's a very intricate and very time-consuming process because you have to layer dots on top of dots on top of dots.
All the student artwork will be on display through March 5th.
Very, very high level pieces for this age group, and in lots of different medias, and more moving towards using computerization of some of their art pieces, which are really intriguing. The ceramics, the photography, besides painting, for an example, is beautiful.
The Society of Bluffton Artists Gallery is located in Old Town Bluffton.
Hospitality feeds South Carolina.
Discussing the hospitality career pathway. Career and technical education teachers from Hilton Head Island and Maid River High Schools joined other CTE teachers from across the state for a hospitality summit on Hilton Head Island. During the conference, representatives from the South Carolina CTE office and local businesses and organizations discussed the industry.
First of all, tell us about your business and how you're supporting the hospitality and tourism industry.
We want to make sure that we're learning from each other and we're learning what's most effective, what's working in my classroom or working out in the actual workforce. We want to come together so we know what we're bringing is accurate, number one, viable for our students, and three, so we can improve the community. So with the students that that we see on a daily basis, we want to have validity. We want to make sure that we're staying relevant for them and giving them the best chance and opportunity in our workplace and in our environment.
During a business luncheon, local professionals talked to the teachers about skills young people need to be learning to be successful in the hospitality field.
Soft skills, communication skills. Our young folks who are, the styles of learnings through the pandemic, sitting in front of computers, sitting in front of phones, but we all know it has created within certain sectors of that group some lack of communication, confidence, and soft skills. And front of the house operations in a restaurant is just so important.
This hospitality experience is giving teachers the opportunity to connect with professionals and create high-quality programs.
It's easy to reach out when you know other people so you can have the best information at hand at the time to help our students, also to teach our students. Those interpersonal skills are absolutely key, so having the experience and creating the environment and the opportunity where we can come together, we just create those connections so then we can not only model those, we can pass those on to our students.
The Hospitality Summit was held at the Beach House on Hilton Head Island. Traveling around the world, Hilton Head Island Elementary School hosted its annual International Night. Students had the opportunity to travel through the school with their friends and families, learning about different cultures, one classroom at a time.
We are an international baccalaureate primary years program school. So as a school that promotes international awareness, we want to make sure that we're letting all of our students come and see some of the many cultures and experience what it could be like in other countries.
There were 20 countries to visit, and inside each room, there were food foods for people to taste, as well as educational activities and games for students to take part in.
We are going to be doing Brazil, and we are making some activities like you can decorate your own soccer ball, you can experiment the tasty dishes of Brazil, and we can make like your own crowns from Carnival. Welcome to Germany. We're making pretzel necklaces and gingerbread hearts, and we're also serving sausages. This is Ukraine country. We're making these headbands, and it's a tradition, and in the Ukraine people wear these headbands when they're dancing.
Throughout the night, there were also several performances. The families had fun as they traveled around the school, discovering what makes each culture unique.
The night would not be possible without the support of our families and teachers and students that are even helping tonight. The hope is that they will experience different cultures and walk out of here with a better understanding of different places around the world.
More than 500 families signed up to take part in the world tour.
It's just a question.
Proud of their academic accomplishments, 7 dual enrollment students at Whale Branch Early College High School found out they've made the Technical College of the Low Countries Dean's List last semester.
I was really proud of myself considering I'm at the top of a college as a high school student. I was really proud of myself, and I think many other people can accomplish it if they put their mind to it.
It means a lot, honestly, to know that putting in that amount of hard work really paid off.
By taking part in the dual enrollment program, students have the opportunity to start earning college credit while in high school.
I wanted to do dual enrollment because it was like a head start. So like when I actually got to college, I wouldn't have to do as much, and then I wouldn't have to like stay there for as many years, so that I can just like get my career on the road.
It's a great stepping stone to prepare me for actual college instead of getting thrown right into a professional setting, and you're with your peers and teachers you already knew for the most part, except for online classes. And it prepares you a lot for like that real hardworking studying environment, and it's free, so you get a 2-year head start on everyone else you're with in that college, and it's just a great program.
The college courses the students take are challenging.
You definitely have to have the work mindset because it is a lot of work, definitely. And I knew that it would be a lot, but I was not expecting it to be that much work. So once I finally got into it and started getting the hang of it, then I could finally understand, like, yeah, this is what I want to do.
Through the program, students can earn associate degrees and certificates.
The dual enrollment program here at Well Branch Early College High School is an awesome opportunity for students who are self-motivated and want to get a jump start on their college education. It gives them exposure to what instruction is on the college level and allows them to matriculate not just in the high school, but also participate in the college activities and programs that we offer.
The TCL dual enrollment program is free for students at the school. At Whale Branch Early College High School, Ron Lopes, Beaufort County School District.
Need your book for that, don't you?
Yes, I do.
And this is not a test, it's a quiz.
Wait, let me get more.
A day dedicated to STEM. It's National Engineers Week, and River Ridge Academy held a Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math Day. Students in all grade levels took part in engaging STEM challenges and activities like building bridges, catapults, and more.
We use a plastic cup and we put a hole inside of it, and we put the spoon inside the hole, and we put a rubber band on the spoon inside the cup, and we whipped it around, and when we launched it, it went really far. I used the cup, and then I put a spoon on top of the cup, and then I taped them together, and I think it worked because it was lower than my other designs, so it went farther.
Students in pre-kindergarten through first grade read books that focused on STEM and then took part in several interactive activities. This kindergarten class used lots of materials to build a device to add to a bike that could carry a stuffed animal.
Little ribbon bands and big ones, and popsicle sticks and pipe cleaners and some string.
There was also a lunch and learn for some middle school students. The young ladies had the opportunity to meet with local women engineers.
STEM is where the change is going to happen, and so to get people excited about STEM now is important, and especially girls. Lots of people in the field are men, and so it's important to get girls excited because we matter in the field too.
The school is excited to be exposing the students to the STEM field. field.
One of the things that we really was purposeful about was putting professionals in front of our students so they could see the connection between what they're learning at school and how it relates to everyday life and the relevancy and connections that they can make.
There was also a school expo. Teachers and students from May River High School, Beaufort Jasper Academy for Career Excellence, and the Technical College of the Lowcountry talked to middle schoolers, highlighting all the STEM courses and programs they offer.
Welcome to 5 Questions with
Taking to the digital airwaves. This second grade class at Bluffton Elementary School is producing a podcast. The project is designed to help the students work on their writing and speaking skills.
So we talked about what an introduction meant, which of course is great writing, great skill back to regular writing skills. They had to stay on topic. They had to learn about what, a main idea was. They had to learn how to close it. And that's a second grade standard about how we write it. You have to write an introduction and a closing sentence. So that's been good vocabulary before we carry over to the writing.
The students use the digital audio editing software Audacity to record their segments of the podcast, and all the members of the group take turns recording their parts.
We like recording the podcast because we like to take turns and we like to share taking turns recording our voices.
The students also come up with their own topics for the segments.
Welcome to Cooking Time with Asher, Alyssa, and Channy. Step 1. My show is about cooking because my mom is an Italian chef and I like to cook with her.
The students also work with district technology coaches. They help the students record and edit, adding sound effects and music to the segments, and they also talk to the kids about how to properly record their voices.
We talked about using your radio voice, so they got some authentic work in listening and speaking standards about how to speak to an audience.
Our recording voice is like not talking too fast and too slow at the same time.
Be loud, but don't scream or anything. And don't talk while people are talking.
The podcast is helping the students understand there's meaning behind their writing.
A purpose for reading and writing, just that having a purpose behind, we don't just write sentences for no reason. Someone is hearing what you said. So it can't sound like that when you write it. It has to be good because you're putting it out there to an audience. And when you get an authentic audience, I think it changes the game for kids.
The students produce new episodes of their podcast every 2 to 3 weeks. You can hear the podcast by visiting the school's Facebook page. At Bluffton Elementary School, Ron Lopes, Beaufort County School District.
Goodbye, everybody. See you next time.
Wow.
I got one for you.
Whoa, I don't even know what to say. Thank you both. That's very kind.
Making a difference by spreading love and kindness.
Thank you, bud.
Red Cedar Elementary School is taking part in Random Acts of Kindness Week. Students were given special bingo boards filled with great ways they can celebrate kindness in their school and community.
Things like helping a neighbor if they need help, opening a door for somebody in public. And then there's things at school too. Help a teacher clean up extra, help a friend at recess, sit with someone different at lunch. Different things that just show people that they matter.
For Thankful Tuesday, students got creative by writing and designing thank you cards for their teachers.
I wrote, "Thank you for changing my mindset to I can do anything I want to do. And if I don't do it, I just can't do it yet. Instead of I'm giving up, I'm not doing this anymore."
That all they did for us is amazing and how thankful we are to have one of the best teachers in the world.
Students also designed kindness posters using a graphic design program. They hung the posters up around the school as a way to encourage kids to be kind.
I think that's really cool because first off, you can have fun by designing whatever you want that has kindness, like a flower or a heart. But also it's really cool because then you inspire people by your designs to be kind.
Random Acts of Kindness Day is Friday. The special day was started in 1995 by the nonprofit organization Random Acts of Kindness Foundation. At Red Cedar Elementary School, Ron Lopes, Beaufort County School District.
Why are you here? It's Thankful Tuesday.
Oh, you're thankful for me?
Yep.
Aw.
A day full of STEAM. More than 100 young women were at the University of South Carolina Beaufort's Bluffton campus taking part in the Launch Your Future with STEAM workshop. The theme for this year's event was healthcare, and middle school students had the opportunity to explore different science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics careers hands-on in that field.
Our theme is public health, so we're exploring what does a STEAM career do for our public health. So in engineering, we can build a filter that might keep you from catching a virus in public. And we're doing graphics in our art session that will communicate the dangers of viruses and that kind of thing.
Students rotated through 5 different sessions, taking part in several interactive activities.
I was just in mathematics, and we were talking about body mass index and how math applies to that. So we had to do a formula that was weight over height squared times 703, and that's how you got your body mass index, and what number you got correlated to whether you were underweight, normal, or overweight or obese.
Basically what we did was we made a diagram of how lungs look when they're polluted and how they look when they're clean.
We were trying to make a filter to stop pepper from moving forward, I guess. We were using pipe cleaners to make a frame for the filter and using tissues inside to catch the pepper.
As the students worked, the instructors were also talking to them about different types of STEAM careers.
STEM careers are some of the best careers in terms of salary, in terms of equity and diversity, and as well as just longevity in career. So they're really good careers, but they're underrepresented with women. There's still typically 15 to 20% of the workforce in STEAM careers are women. So we'd love to get those numbers up in the future.
This is the 6th year the STEAM workshop has been offered to students. It's sponsored by the district, USCB, and the American Association of University Women.
Okay, well then y'all are ready to go over there once you get the balloon.
Award-winning artwork. Art students from 4 district high schools won 58 regional recognitions in the 2023 Scholastic Art and Writing Awards competition. Students can submit work in 30 categories, such as ceramics, painting, photography, and more. Awards are given in 3 levels: Gold Key, Silver Key, and Honorable Mention. Students at Hilton Head Island High School won a total of 32 awards for their work, including 3 Gold Keys and 14 Silver.
It's called Lady of the Lake. It's of my friend standing on water, and how I did that was I got a stool, a tall stool, and had it submerged underneath the water, and she stood on it and it looked like she was standing on the water, and I had her in a long dress, and it was just really pretty.
I made a dress, or I sewed it, and then I made a vision board for it on wood with the same elements. The name was The Life of a Flower. It was it started where all the flowers were up at the top, and then by the end they were just the petals. So I don't know, that was my inspiration.
Students at May River High School won 17 awards, 5 Gold Keys and 4 Silver. One student won 2 Gold Key awards for 2 photos she took when she was visiting Tennessee with her family.
One was of rain boots, and I labeled that grit because it looked like those boots had been used for hard work and grit, and there's a lot of texture and highlighting in that image, and I worked a lot on that in Photoshop. My other Gold Key was of my cousin by the fire, and that moment is special to me, and I captured that moment by the fire because my family celebrated Thanksgiving there, and it really shows the intimacy of that setting by the fire, and the highlight of the smoke really just brings out the details.
Students at Beaufort High School won 5 awards, 1 Gold Key and 1 Silver.
I took a picture of spoons laid out on my countertop, and I kind of think the premise of the painting was just you take something simple and you make it interesting, and so choosing the black gray kind of color scale really helped do that.
So my artwork was a painting of a picture I took of my neighbor's fish camp out in the middle of nowhere, and I kind of just was out there one day, they were showing us, and I just took a picture, I thought it was cool, and then I decided to just paint it.
And art students at Bluffton High School won 4 awards, including 1 Silver Key.
I did a charcoal still life. I did it because, well, it was mostly the flowers that I wanted to draw. I really like how the shape and how they stood out.
I made an ink collage, and it's kind of chaotic. We took these magazine clippings and we had to glue them on and put a grid over it, and then we had to grab a separate sheet of paper and sketch it all out by hand, and then we had to ink over it, and it was really fun.
I submitted a bird's nest with ink, colored wash. I think it stood out just because I think I put enough hard work into it with every little detail that I made. It wasn't easy. All the little pieces on my artwork are very detailed and unique. I think so.
All the Gold Key winners now advance to judging at the national level. For the Beaufort County School District, Ron Lopes. a surprise celebration. Students are cheering loudly at Broad River Elementary School as Candace Washington is announced as the Beaufort County School District's School Counselor of the Year. Washington was moved to tears as the students congratulated her.
It was very overwhelming because I'm a very shy person, so excitement kind of makes me a little nervous, but seeing all my babies excited made me excited.
Washington has been a school counselor for 4 years, and she really enjoys working with the children.
For me, my best accolades come from my kids, my students. Going into a classroom, seeing how excited they are to see me in the hallway, asking me about my day, me asking them about their day, that's kind of my best accolades.
Washington was born and raised right here in Beaufort County, and her principal is excited she's at the school, helping to make a difference in children's lives.
She has such a calm spirit in nature. And being a local girl, I just think, she has a different kind of buy-in and desire and passion to just ensure the safety and security of children in the Lowcountry, especially Beaufort County. I couldn't ask for a better counselor. She works well with teachers. She deals with a very persistent principal with high expectations. So I think she's a pretty great girl.
The district also recognized the High School Counselor of the Year, May River High School's Laura Marshall, the Middle School Counselor of the Year, Robert Smalls International Academies, Takaria Brown, and Port Royal Elementary Schools, Ariel Young, as the Rookie School Counselor of the Year. For the Beaufort County School District, Ramos.
Thank you. Thank you again. Thank you so much.
How can I be kind today?
Ready to spread kindness. The Hilton Head Island Early Childhood Center is taking part in the Great Kindness Challenge. It's a global campaign that promotes kindness and respect in schools. For the past few weeks, the school counselor has been visiting classrooms, talking to the students about the importance of being kind to yourself and others.
It's teaching young kids, while they're young, how easy it is to be kind. That kindness is free, or can be free. And when you're genuinely kind, you are not doing it to get something back. And the whole purpose of the program is to hopefully have more kinder adults in the future.
The students have been working on several educational activities aimed at spreading kindness throughout the school and community. They created postcards to give to people in a senior living center, made clay magnets for staff members, and more. The kids are excited to be learning about different ways they can spread kindness.
Okay, what's another way to show kindness?
If you see someone left alone, come up and say, "You can play with me."
The students are also learning that sometimes all it takes is doing something small to brighten up someone's day.
Smiling at them, it makes me feel better.
Just smiling is an act of kindness. And just like the quote says, if you see someone without a smile, give them yours. So even with smiling at each other, and then they had a list of questions asking, how did you feel about smiling? How did you feel with someone smiling at you? Do you think you could continue to smile for the rest of the day, even when we leave the classroom? And why do you think smiling is a part of kindness? Will you be the I in kind?
The school counselor also shared a book about kindness with the students and hopes as they get older, they'll continue to spread kindness and respect.
Kindness is easy. It's not hard. And start being kind now. Always be thinking of how you can be kind to others and being kind to yourself. So is it like you're showing kindness?
More than 36,000 schools from around the world are taking part in the Great Kindness Challenge. It started in 2006 by the nonprofit organization Kids for Peace.
Awesome.
Working on their welds. The sparks are flying at Battery Creek High School as welding students work on projects. For 2 female students in the class, welding is in their blood.
My grandfather is a welder, and so I thought, why not try it out? It's because I can, and it's a good skill that I could learn, and that's really brought me to it.
My uncle used to be a welder, and I've always kind of grew up knowing that there's a lot of pros to it. You learn a lot from it, and it's a really good environment at Battery Creek. Like, it's my family, honestly.
Having female students take welding isn't anything new, but it is the first time the instructor has had 2 in the same class.
I've had females prior, but never 2 at the same time. They do really well, they pay very close attention to detail, and they work extremely hard.
The students are learning lots of welding skills.
We learn how to use power tools, so like the grinder and cut and disc, and then we have the buffer pad. And then we also learn about like electricity and how that affects the welding. So like if you have too high of amperage, you're gonna get undercut, and that's just like hands-on and tools-based.
Basically, we deal with a lot of different type of metals and different lengths and stuff. Right now, we're kind of just doing the basics, but it's really good stuff to know, and you learn about measurements, and you learn about how you have to be really precise with what you do, and every little thing you do changes how your weld comes out, so it's just been a good thing to know.
One of the students is also planning to pursue a career in welding.
So I'm thinking about underwater welding, and I took scuba courses over the summer, and not only do they make a lot of money, but it's really cool to be around the environment, and you can work on boats, on pipelines. So I'm looking forward to just learning how to underwater weld in the future and maybe just discovering what that's like.
Both students see the amazing possibilities welding can offer.
I like the consistency and like you get to try it over again. So if you mess a weld up, you can do it again, try it out. You can grind it off and then do it again. Just keep going, and it's like it's a pattern that you constantly do.
It's good for females to be joining welding. I think that there's a lot of power behind that. So I encourage more people to do stuff like that.
The school offers 4 levels of welding courses. At Battery Creek High School, Raul Mopes, Beaufort County School District. For more information about the Beaufort County School District and our schools, please visit www.beaufortschools.net, and don't forget to follow us on social media.